And there is a lot coming up in the next hour. I'll be talking to conservative columnist Ann Coulter. She said if John McCain was the Republican nominee, she would not only vote for, she would campaign for Hillary Clinton.
If you're looking at substance rather than whether it's an R.D. after his name, manifestly, if he's our candidate, then Hillary's going to be our girl.
You would vote for Hillary over...
Yes, I will campaign for her if it's McCain.
Ann Coulter is a syndicated columnist and author of the book, If Democrats Had Any Brains, They'd Be Republicans. Ann, thanks for joining us.
Anytime.
And speaking of him trying to unite the Republican Party, he doesn't have you on his side.
No, he doesn't have a lot of conservatives on his side, which probably shouldn't be a surprise to him since he delights in taunting and denouncing conservatives.
All right, and you delighted in taunting John McCain earlier with Sean Hannity.
Yes.
You said that you would not only vote for Hillary Clinton if it came between the two, you would campaign
if
for
necessary,
her.
Yes.
So are you planning on heading to Pennsylvania?
I don't think, I must say, I tend not to think that the Democrats are going to need my help. I mean, it looks to me as if it's going to be Bob Dole Redux. I mean, terrorism does throw things off this year, but if you assume, as I tend to, that this is going to be a Democrat year, the choice is between B. Hussein Obama and Hillary Clinton. And I do think Hillary Clinton would be tougher with the terrorists. I think she'd probably be worse on domestic policy, but right now, the war on terrorism has me more concerned.
And you say B. Hussein Obama. Why don't you like to say Barack Obama?
Yes, because I think it's funny. I mean, it would be this hysteria from the Democrats about how you can't call him by his middle name. Well, we're calling him by his middle name precisely because it makes Democrats hysterical. Of course there's a reason we call him that.
All right. And it's interesting you bring up, obviously, the war on terror, because I was just actually reviewing your YouTube moment with Sean Hannity. You said, in terms of talking about Hillary Clinton, she's more conservative than John McCain. She's stronger on the war than John McCain. She lies less than John McCain. You said she's smarter than John McCain.
Right. I think all of that is true. I mean, John McCain, shocking though it may seem, he has campaigned to shut down Guantanamo. That is where we are housing terrorists. You shut it down, they get full-fledged Article 3 trials here in America. He has campaigned hysterically against waterboarding, dripping water down terrorist noses. Hillary really, I mean, she's just, you know, she wants to socialize half of American industry. I do think that's very bad, but she doesn't make a big deal of shutting down Guantanamo. She's not a Republican voting against tax cuts as tax cuts for the rich. She didn't push amnesty for 20 million illegals and campaign to, you know, keep the border wide open. Yes, McCain, now that he's running for president, is saying, yes, I'll deal with the border, and now I'll make the tax cuts I voted against twice permanent. But, you know, if Republicans are falling for that, I think they're a cheap date. And at least if the policies are the same.
President Bush endorsing John McCain in the Rose Garden. What do you think that does for the McCain campaign?
Not that much. I mean, the Republicans do have to, if you're going... There's the Republican Party and there are conservatives, and people like me who need to have no loyalty to a particular party are freer to defend conservative values and the Republic. Surely every Republican politician will come out and endorse McCain the same way Reagan endorsed Ford.
Does McCain's running mate matter to you?
Actually, that does. Because I think Republicans really ought to be looking at 2012 right now, because it's kind of, you know, the presidential candidates at this point is a choice between hemlock, hanging, or the traditional gun in the mouth. So we got to be thinking about 2012. And I mean, if you picked Mitt Romney,
you might not vote for Hillary then?
I think that's about the only, and I said on Hannity and Combs, probably only if it's close, because it's not like I want to give Hillary a mandate. But I do think you'd have basically the same policies with Hillary and McCain. With McCain, Republicans get blamed. We lose the House and the Senate in midterm elections. It's even worse for the next 30 years.
All right. Ann Coulter, we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.